Plaintiff Stacey Grant says it saddens her to sue her son today, but she claims that somewhere along the way, he tried to be like his deadbeat dad by gangbanging and selling drugs. Stacey is suing her son for an unpaid loan. Defendant Alonzo Morse admits that he had a rough childhood and was running the streets, vandalizing property and stealing. But he insists he has turned his life around, has a job, and has been taking college courses. Alonzo says his mother should be suing his girlfriend for the loan.
Start with you.
Let me start by saying it's an honor and a privilege to be here in front of you.
Yeah.
And before I leave your show, I need a picture of you. So when somebody called and said they want to borrow some money, I could look at it and say, he said don't do it. It's real talk. Now, it saddens me to take my son to court. I love my son very much. But my son, some kind of way, decided to live the lifestyle of his father. Illegal, selling drugs, gang banging, all that. I didn't raise my son that way, but some way he turned out that way.
Was his father in the household or part of his life?
No, he was a deadbeat.
About 70% of boys who don't have fathers in their lives get involved in the criminal justice system. About 7 out of 10 boys. So don't feel too bad. The dad who wouldn't get involved bears a significant responsibility for that, because what happens, mom can't teach manhood. You can do the best you can, but when you get out there in those streets and you don't have a father in your life, your role model becomes the other street guys. So don't beat yourself down. I hope you're not doing that. You're still practicing tough love by making him pay you if he owes you.
If it was my mama, I'd sue her too.
If it was your mama, I don't know about that now. You cold.
I'm gonna tell you, Anna, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I live paycheck to paycheck. And I had 5 kids that I had to raise on my own. And I did what I could for Lonzo, but some kind of way, he makes me feel like I owe him or I don't love him. And I do love my son. And I told myself, if I can't be a better mom, let me try being a better grandmama. 2006, I sent my son to live to Minnesota with his grandfather, his father people. Because he was doing things illegal. What would have caused me to get evicted from my home. It was either me get evicted or send my son away. Yeah. And he has a 13-year-old brother that I'm still raising. He has a brother that has autism. So I did what I could for Lonzo. And he called me and told me to help him get this apartment. I sent Lonzo money. I went to Minnesota. I spent money on the grandkids, everything I could. Then he just, some kind of way, he lost me. And I just really want to tell my son, if I may, what can I do to fix this problem with me and you?
Honestly, I don't know.
You don't know. But it's okay to call me when you want some money.
More of Judge Mathis when we return. Defendant Alonzo Morse is being sued by his mother, who claims growing up, Alonzo was involved in gangs and dealing drugs.
Why don't you give me some background, sir?
I'll start off saying first that I'm not sitting here to justify my actions. I have had a rough past, especially growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, not having a father figure around. Just coming up around the time, my mom chose to deal with crabby guys, not stand-up family man, you know, and a lot of attention that I feel that should have been focused on me or my brothers and sisters wasn't there. So that is another reason why I was out in the streets or vandalizing things or taking from people. The money that I did earn off of that, I only used that to buy clothes or try to help out here and there if I could.
And what do you do now?
Right now I'm working.
Okay.
I was at North Hennepin Tech. Just got transferred over to MCTC.
When was the last time you were in trouble?
Like a month ago.
Okay, what type of trouble was that?
I got into an argument with my girlfriend.
Right. Let me hear about some other trouble, like some criminal activity where it involves taking from others.
Nothing like that since I left Memphis.
How long ago was that?
That's a lie.
I don't know, years ago.
Okay, years like
He's
what?
lying,
Two, three, what?
I say just like 3-4 years ago.
All right, because I'm trying to see if he's turned his life around, and if I am to believe what he says, I think he has.
I got proof that I mean, you know.
I went to Minnesota July of last year, and my son, like I said, was trying to get to this apartment.
Just tell me what he's done to take.
He stole a man's flat screen TV out of his house.
Oh, he broke in his house?
Yes.
Was he convicted of it?
The man didn't press charge. The man was calling my phone. I said, sir, I'm just his mom. I live in Memphis. If you saw my son on
What do you
camera,
say about that incident?
I wouldn't brag about it. It happened, but you know.
Thought you said you had changed 3 or 4 years ago.
I mean, yeah, but it's not nothing I want to.
All right. Well, sir, let me just say that, one, you need to cut out all the criminal activity. A lot of times, ma'am, it's a transition period. If he's been a thug all his life, you can't expect that one enrollment is immediately going to change him. It's going to be a little process, and hopefully you'll pursue that process as opposed to continuing to risk your freedom engaging in criminal activity. So, I'm glad to hear that you're at least pursuing school and educating yourself, and you are working. That's the route to overcoming the life of crime. Going and get you a marketable skill from a community college, a university, or a training program. Working either after or before or during
I've earned
the time.
a trade.
Huh?
I earned a trade.
Which one?
Auto body and welding.
Yeah, and those are very much in demand. Is that the area you're working in?
Yeah.
I think he done came up, as they say in the street. He come up. All right, let me hear about this loan, though, you're suing him for, $1,700.
my son called me and told me that he got evicted from the first apartment I had them get. He was staying with somebody, and I don't know exactly, but it was him, the girlfriend, and 2 kids. He said, Mom, I don't want to stay there until March the 1st. I want to be out by March. I don't want to be here. At that time, I filed my taxes already. So I said, how am I going to be guaranteed I'm going to get my money back? Mm-hmm. He said, well, my girlfriend going to do her taxes, and when she get her money, you'll get yours. That wasn't good for me. I need something in writing. So what happened was, they did the taxes online. They didn't have the money to process it. So I took my debit card and I processed it for them. They both gave me her ID number and her passcode. So I went on TurboTax myself and I saw it. After I paid for it, I put my banking number, my routing number, because I said if I send them this money, it's going to come back to me in my account. It didn't happen that way. Instead of her getting the amount she's supposed to get back, she only got back $500. So I'm like, where's my money? He ignored my phone calls. He ignored my text message, but he's all over Facebook. They finna do this.
Who was the agreement between?
Them two.
Okay, and you?
And me also.
All right, good
yes.
enough. That's called joint and several, meaning you could sue one or both. Sir, you want to tell me?
Okay, I first started off, wanted to help my girlfriend with the taxes. I have never done taxes. And me and my girlfriend had talked to my mom, and she volunteered and said, hey, I want to help you do the taxes, I'll do it. So I know when I first started doing the taxes, I knew I already knew what I was doing. So that's why I let her take over. So anything I did an error on or after that fact was pretty much in her hands. And
did you agree that you and your girlfriend?
I agreed. You know, I agreed with it, but at the same time, it wasn't my taxes. It was my girlfriend's.
I know. Why don't you think you should keep the agreement that you made?
I was keeping the agreement, but the money it didn't come. The taxes got messed up. So I had the money at the time, but me and my girlfriend got into it. I ended up separating from her. She had the money and she put it in her bank account. So I had no access to the money after the fact. So, you know, I do feel bad about the fact, you know, she didn't have her money. I couldn't send her nothing back, but how could I send her back anything if I don't have the money, if it's in my girlfriend's possession?
But you still have the debt. Do you believe you owe the debt?
No, I think she'd be suing my girlfriend for it.
But you don't agree that both of you together told her you would repay her?
I agree on that because that's some agreement that I did make. But at the same time, it's like, how can I take money from my girlfriend if she ran off with the money?
Once again, that's why I use that term joint and several. And most people don't understand that. When two people agree to pay a debt, they are agreeing jointly, we will pay together, and or severally. We will pay separately, but we are both responsible together, or we are responsible alone. If you're a co-signer, for example, to a car, and the kid or the person who is the principal driver signs their name, okay, I'm gonna pay $500 a month on this car. Then mama co-signs. Both are responsible. And if the child doesn't pay, then the mama has to pay. And the finance company can determine that they want to sue both, or they can determine that they just want to hold one person accountable for it all. And are you determining you want to hold him accountable for it all?
Yes.
You could go after both,
yes.
or you could go after just one.
Yes.
You've decided just to go after him.
Yes.
And you're probably saying to yourself, I ain't gonna do what you and your girlfriend do. All I'll do is want my money.
Yes, sir.
But she supposed to did the taxes herself.
That has nothing to do with it. You all have a debt that you pay her. If you all never did the taxes, you would still owe her. So I'm gonna have to grant her judgment. Your last remarks, ma'am.
In spite of how you feel about me, Lonzo, I still love you.
You don't love her?
I love her too.
All right, good enough. Y'all hug and show me a sign you love each other then. All right, I'm gonna give her judgment because she could sue either one of you or you all together. And obviously she probably can't find her. You probably have broken up with her and she ain't trying to do all that, trying to track her down. She's just trying to go to one person, her son, and get her money. And I'm gonna grant it to her because you do owe her. $1,700 for her. And once again, keep up the good work. Have a good day.
Have any last words?
I mean, his heart is hard. I mean, he just hardened toward me, and I don't know why. I can't say I was a horrible mom, but I did what I could for him. And then for him to always call me when he wants something, that ain't cool. I guess I'm your mom. I got feelings too, Lonzo. I got needs too. You don't know what I'm going through right now. I'm not gonna even have a job next month. You supposed to be my son. You supposed to be helping your mama. I can't depend on you.